All right. So we kind of set the stage here to talk a lot about the interaction between our business stakeholders or our ops team and our modelers. So we've obviously existed in this space for quite a while. So we put together some fun scenarios of things that might actually happen out in the field. And each of the scenarios has a little bit of a backstory. So I'll start with this first scenario by saying this is an example company that is building routes for their drivers. And so we have a modeler who created a decision model that generates the batches and the assignments to the drivers that you can see here on the screen. And we have an analyst that is coming in here and saying, you know what, something is not quite right. And this is something that we see a lot when we are working both with our customers and also that we see a lot in the field and have experienced ourselves. And so take it away, Yizer. Show us this first scenario and kind of how we're going to make it better.
Yeah, so in this first scenario, we have an analyst who is taking a look at a routing model run. And in this particular case, there's a couple things about the routes that the analyst doesn't like. And so he's going to leave a comment on the run, submit it, and then close the comment panel and move on to the next thing on his to-do list. So now we're going to switch over to a different view. This is a person on the same team as the analyst, and this person is in charge of the underlying model code. And so when the analyst posted that comment, a notification, goes out through various systems. And in this case, the modeler sees the comment come in through Slack. And so I'm going to click the link, and then the modeler's taken to the same view that the analyst was looking at. And so here we have the comment situated alongside the routing visual that was the original reference, plus any other data about the run that the modeler might need to look up. And so the modeler is going to open up the model code, make some changes to address the feedback, and then going to push that updated model to Nextmv Cloud, and then do a couple other things to make it available for new runs. So now that the new model is in Nextmv Cloud, the modeler is going to go back to the original run and is going to clone the run. And so when you clone a run, it copies over the input and configuration of the original run and then pre-fills the create new run interface. And since the updated model has already been uploaded to the cloud, we're going to run on the new model. So the modeler just clicks create new run. And so then in the result view of the updated model, the modeler can see that the routes are now ND clustered as requested. And she could check other parts of the run to make sure that the KPIs are still met and all of that. So the modeler is happy with the updates, and so she's going to copy that link and then go back to the original run and then leave a comment to the analyst with a link to the new run. And like before, that comment will go, a notification will go out, and so it just makes it's an efficient way for the analyst to come back, see the updates, and then close the loop.
Awesome. Yeah, I think what I really like about the way we've been designing this and something that I always found challenging is kind of keeping context between both the modeler and the operator that's kind of consuming the output from these models. And so by having these comments kind of live alongside the model itself, right, or the run itself, you can really get that full context and speed up the addressing the issue, right, and make sure you can kind of collect the appropriate feedback. Because a lot of times you'll get comments that are coming in about the same model, but like different sides of it, like maybe issues with different constraints, right? Or you could also get, hey, like I wanted to adjust, these configuration parameters, things like that. So I guess maybe one other question that I have, or maybe something we should go over is like, how did all these get summarized, right? Because it's great to see it here on a view with like an individual run. But what if I have like, many comments on a particular version?
Yeah, so comments on individual entities like runs, they can be rolled up into different levels of the informational hierarchy of the app. And so, for example, you could go and click on this run's instance and go to the instance page and then go to the activity view. And that activity view would collect all of the comments that were made related to the instance. And then, those would be collected and shown alongside other product updates as well.
Yeah, I could see this being super valuable as you're kind of planning, new iterations of the model, right? Kind of collecting that feedback and understanding kind of where you need to spend some time. And so I think one of this feature is currently in active design on our side. So we'd love to hear any of your thoughts, feedbacks, comments about the structure and the workflow that we're proposing here. Some of the extensions that we've thought about are being able to obviously send those notifications to different places, whether it be email or Slack, things like that, and then also be able to integrate with common ticketing systems. So whether you're using, Jira, Linear, et cetera, being able to say, hey, generate a ticket from this information so that you can start to collect those into projects and maybe get it into more of your standard, Agile workflow.